Something's different. Howdy folks, welcome back to another episode of Heard It From Hannah, and if you've noticed that YNAB looks a little different, you're not wrong. Did she get new glasses? New bangs? Not quite. Not quite. But the goals did update, so today we're going to do a little walkthrough on some of the changes that happened to YNAB goals. Now, for those of you that are nervous about these new goals and not having the same functionality they had before, let me assure you, the new goals still include all of the old ones, they just have more flexibility and more options. So you're not going to lose any of the magic that you had before. So now, when you head into your budget, you notice that there are three different kinds of goals. First, we have our needed for spending goals, we have our target savings balance, and we have our monthly savings builder. That sounds pretty cool. Let's go ahead and start by breaking down the spending goal type. Now, as the title of this goal implies, these are all the categories that you want to set a goal for, but you're still spending out of them all the time. Perfect example is groceries. Every single month, I want to set aside $250 to spend on groceries, but the moment I save that money, I'm pretty much going to start spending it right away, right? Because we eat like every single day. Or you might use it for the holidays that you're saving for, or your travel category, clothing, coffee, it's whatever. So now you'll see when you start a spending goal type, there are three different ways you can assign this goal type. If I say I want $250 every month to spend on groceries, then I'm gonna set a monthly spending goal of $250. If I say I need to make sure I have $50 every week to take my dog to daycare, I'm gonna set a $50 spending goal weekly. And if I say I need $600 by the summer so that I can pay my car premium, I'm gonna set a goal $600 for June. So let me show you in an actual budget. Let's use my example of wanting $250 every month to spend on groceries. So I'll go find my groceries category, click add goal, and then I'll set the $250 amount needed for spending as a monthly goal. You can also select what day of the month you want to make sure to have that goal funded by. Click save goal and you're done. Now, the beauty of goals is that the available column will tell you everything you need to know about how much progress you've made on your goal. So let's say I have $150 that I'm ready to budget into my groceries category, add that into the budgeted column, and you'll see that the available column has now turned yellow and the little pie chart shows you exactly how far you are toward reaching your goal. And what? Look at this, I just got $100 more out of the blue. Let me throw it into my groceries category and I'll meet my goal. So now I'll add plus 100 in my budgeted column, and now we've met our goal of $250. You can tell because the pill changed to green and now we have a check mark instead of a pie chart. Now, the thing that makes a spending goal is that once I hit my goal in the budgeted column, if I spend money out of that category after that, the available column will still remain green with my check mark because I fully met my goal in the budgeted column. Now, once a spending goal has been fully funded and you get that green check mark, there are three things that will make that green check mark go away. The first way you might lose your green check mark is if you remove money from your budgeted column. This means that your goal is no longer met, and so your budget is using that yellow pie chart to prompt you to put more money back into that category so that goal can be met again. The second way you might lose that green check mark is if you zero out that category. For example, if I had fully funded my $50 doggy daycare spending goal and then I spend every single penny of that down to zero, then my green check mark will change to a gray zero, indicating that I have no more money to spend out of that category. And the third way you might lose your green check mark is if you overspent in that category. What if I accidentally spent $60 on doggy daycare this week? Now my green check mark is gone because it's a red -10. And that's like the worst kind of 10. So that's some of the science on goal colors. Easy peasy. Now, weekly goals are just what they sound like. The monthly spending goal works great for things like groceries, but what if every single Monday I need to pay $50 to my doggy daycare in order to take my doggy to daycare? Wouldn't you just set a monthly spending goal for $200? Well, sometimes a month has 4 Mondays and sometimes a month has 5 Mondays, but no matter how many Mondays it has, I have to pay doggy daycare $50 every Monday. That's why we created the weekly spending goal subtype. So let's say I do need $50 for doggy daycare every Monday. I'll click into the doggy daycare category, $50 needed for spending weekly every Monday, and save that beautiful goal. Now, your budget's gonna take the fact that you need $50 a week, and it's gonna look at the calendar and say, okay, this month there's 4 Mondays, so she needs $200 for doggy daycare. But wait, what if it's a 5 Monday month? You know the ones. Don't worry about that, Hannah. I'm telling you, your budget is a genius. It takes the fact that you need $50 a week, and it'll recognize the fact that it's a 5 Monday month, and it'll say, Hannah needs $250 for doggy daycare this month. That is pretty smart. Have you guys seen this guy? So while July was a 4 Monday month and I only needed $200, August was a 5 Monday month and I needed $250. Guess who knew that before I did? This guy. And for those of you asking, if you do end up having money left over in that goal at the end of the month, it'll simply roll over into next month's goal. Was budgeting ever cooler than it is now? Probably not. And lastly, by date spending goals are a great way to prep yourself for those expenses you always kind of forget about. Like the holidays can be pretty expensive if you're not preparing for them. So let's say I want $500 of Christmas spending money between now and December. I'll enter $500 as my amount. When I click by date, I'm gonna select December 2020 and save my goal. Now this goal is gonna tell me exactly how much I should put in here every month in order to get me to $500 by December. Not to mention, if it is May and you see a Christmas present that'd be perfect for your brother, you can just buy it now because you're ready. Our next goal type that we have is our target savings balance. This one is a lot simpler than the spending goal because there's way less options. You're gonna wanna use a target savings balance goal if you're trying to stash up a ton of money for something way down the road, all in one place. The target balance savings goal is best if you know the general price tag of what you're trying to save for. For instance, you wanna save $30,000 for a down payment on a house, or maybe you wanna save up $3,000 to buy a new camera. But unlike the spending goal, the savings goal doesn't ever want you to take money out of it if you can help it. If you do take money out of your category with your savings goal, it will actually backtrack your progress. Let's say I'm trying to save up $10,000 to buy a new to me car, and I've saved up $5,000 toward my goal, so I'm 50% of the way there. But I'm walking through a glass ceramic store, is that a thing? And I break a $1,000 glass parrot. It's kind of one of those you break it, you buy it situations. So I have to take $1,000 out of my new to me car category, and it sets me back to 40% funded. Anytime you take money away from this goal, it's always going to set your progress back because it wants you to replenish those funds. So if you want some easy accountability, use a target savings balance goal and you'll be on your way. Ooh, I will say, if you add a date, it will prompt you to add a certain amount to that goal every month. Similarly, if you don't budget enough to your goal, it'll also let you know that. But if you don't add a date, you're just throwing money in there whenever you can. Lastly, we have our monthly savings builder goal type. This one is very similar to the target balance goal type, except that there's no target balance. This is if you want to save up a lot of money for something, but you don't know how much it's going to cost and you don't even know when you need it by. You just know that you should be saving a lot of money for it. Maybe you know someday you're going to get married and you have no clue how much that's going to cost, but probably a lot. So you just keep throwing money in there every month. Maybe it's a pipe dream to buy an RV, but you haven't really done the research and you don't know when it's going to happen, but might as well be saving for it. As for how this one works, it's pretty straightforward. You set a monthly savings builder goal on whatever category you want and just decide how much you're going to put in it every month, and there you go. You can also use a monthly savings builder goal type to save for things like car repairs, where you know you want to put $75 away for future car repairs every single month, and it'll prompt you to put away the exact amount of money you tell it to every single month. But yeah, those are our goals. If you've ever watched a video or read a blog on how to build a budget template, goals are kind of crucial. I personally have a goal set on every single category line in my budget. I would say you can definitely make too many categories. You can't really make too many goals. I mean, in life, you can set too many goals, but in your budget. So, I hope this answered all your goals questions. If not, definitely drop them in the comments, because I like to hang out down there in the comments. You'll see me. So, I'm gonna go. It was really fun though. Same time next week. See you there. So some examples, you might use this to set a groceries goals every month. You might use this for your travel goals or, you know, or like your car fuel. Ow.